Good morning, traders. Here we go, middle of the week. Happy hump day, Wednesday. I don't know why, some reason it feels like Friday to me, Thursday or Friday to me. Is that feel like that to anybody else? Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, good morning, guys. We got another exciting day in the market. Every day in the market is an exciting day because you just never know what it's gonna be. You never know what's gonna happen. Hold on a second. Today out for Sorry, I'm just writing this message. Yeah, so hey guys, yep, another exciting day. Every day is exciting because you just never know what's gonna happen. You just never know what the market's gonna give you, and that's just the excitement of it. It's like, okay, I'm waking up, maybe some good plays, good money making opportunities. But yeah, let's get into the recap here real quickly, and then I'll start with today. As you can see, one stock is all eyes are on. ASTC had news this morning, and it gapped up pretty nicely from that $3 area, 320 area up to 420. So the whole dollar moved. So a lot of traders, a lot of eyes are on that one. But I'll get into my analyst analysis of that. Right now, it's kind of floating around that VWAP area, so just keep that in mind. But anyway, let's get into the recap from yesterday. I thought I actually, every day when I finish trading, I usually open up the close profit loss window in the trade window. So therefore, the next day, would be today, I would have it to show you guys. But for some reason, I don't know. Yesterday, I thought I clicked it open. I did, but I think I closed it out. I don't know. Uh, but you can see it in my trade log here. And then once the new day comes in, a fresh day opens I think after 12 o'clock at night, you can't see yesterday's closed profit loss anymore. So if I open that window right now, as you can see here, I'll show you. If I open the profit loss, what happened? If I open the profit loss window, it's gonna just be blank. Let me show you here. See, it's gonna be blank because I didn't. I usually have to keep it open overnight for you guys to see what I did the day before. But anyway, took three trades and it was three losers. Um, yeah, it was trades that I knew not to take. One of them actually was a good play. I followed a lot of rules. I followed all my rules. However, it's just certain types of plays they act differently. From my experience, first trade I took is on CVE. I'm looking at this. I'm looking to get a piece of this here, man. I may get a piece of this. You may see me live trade this stock here because I'm liking it's fading off that VWAP. Um, Anytime it but it still has the moving averages on the higher time frames under it for support, so that's something to keep an eye on. But that VWAP is something that a lot of traders keep their eye on. So if it starts to fade below that, it's a sign of weakness. Not to say it's gonna fall off. Sometimes it goes down, does a little fake out like it did here. As you can see, it did in this area. It faked out like it was gonna go down, but but it's seeing it's having a hard time getting back up over it. You see that it bounced up. It's kind of consolidating right now. Basically, is what the stock is doing. So I wouldn't really touch it because it could shoot up at any second. Could be a short trap. So anyway, yeah, I took three trades. CB. I'm gonna start with CBE. So CBE, this stock has, let me see, in the float. It's a high float. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. It has a billion shares. a billion point 2 shares in this float. Not a million, a billion shares. Why did I trade it? I don't know, but because it kind of was when I saw it, it was moving. Very uh, small stock. I mean, small floatish. It was. See, I tell you, it's kind of squeezed, man. So it was trading like a small stock, small float stock. Look at this. I saw it at the open. As you see, I got in at 932. I saw it go from 768 to 819 in two candles. So I'm like, okay, I do know that it is a super high float, but it's moving. That would have been a good entry down there. And that I actually would have wanted to get in long here, ASTC, sorry, but I just really don't like the pre-market. Honestly, I don't really like to trade too much in the pre-market because it's just so slow. And anything, how it just I don't trust the pre-market. Sometimes this like you may be in it, and the bid I've seen it happen. The bid just falls to like from 399 to like 360 or something. Just because of the slow action and the low liquidity. So you have to be careful with it. That's why I didn't trade it. I saw it here, but I'm not. But anyway, this is what I saw. This is how my view was yesterday before I got in the trade. This at 9:30 and 9:31. So I started to see it at 9:31. So you see, in two candles, it jumped up. It jumped up like 50 cent. You know, in two candles, 2 minutes. So that was range. That's big range for a billion share float stock. So what I was doing is I was looking for a decent pullback. I looked to see if it was news, and they had it was news, but I should have went off of more than this. Provides capital program guidance. So it had news, and it was jumping. That's check. I checked off two things. Check, check, check. Um, this stock is gonna blow a little bit. It's gonna blow up some. I tell you that. Check, check, check. Um, so it checked off on the news. It checked off on range. It has good movement. On the daily, it actually, let me see here. It got over the moving average here. When I saw it, it was a little over the moving average. So I'm saying, hey, it got a room up to the 850 area. It got or up to the next resistance, 830. Um, yeah, man, opportunities. It's a good play here, but I don't like the pre-market. Um, and that's one thing you gotta have here in this game: discipline. You gotta be able to see stuff moving and just sit on the sideline and watch it. That's discipline. You can't be out here like an addict. I'll keep it blunt. You can't be out here like an addict. Who can't control themselves, who's jonesing, who just has to jump. Has to get in it. You gotta have control. But anyway, this is what I saw, and okay, what I was doing is waiting on a pullback. Because it showed strength, it had news, had room on the daily. All those things checked off. So I did. I waited until it was 9:32. So what this it looked like it slowed down. This candle doesn't really reflect what it did, but it like stopped right at the VWAP, and it started to make a little small move up, and that's where I got in. I'm looking at the VWAP here. A lot of people use that as a gauge level where you gauge your plays. Um, and so I got in. So albeit I probably should have waited for better confirmation for like a red to green move. That's what I should have waited for. So that's one area I went wrong in. But as it just never it never bounced. It never bounced. It just kept going down. It just faded, faded, faded. So I went ahead and got out for a small loss, 6 cent loss. And that's one thing I'm happy. One thing out of yesterday I could take out of yesterday and this last couple of days is what I'm liking is that I'm cutting my losses quickly. That's the key to this game, guys. You're gonna have days where things are gonna fake you out, or you may just not be on your A game, and you may make a move that you normally wouldn't make, or just whatever the situation or scenario. But the key is, keeping your losses small. You got to protect your account to live to see another day. You know what I mean? You can't blow it up because you can't see the next day. You know, it's been. I tell you no lie. It's been plenty times I've done that. Plenty times, more than I can count. Um, where I, but I always start with, low amounts like this, 500, 800, 700. So that's why it's so easy for me to blow up an account. I rarely have started with 5,000 or anything like that and blew it. No, but I've started with 600, 700, little small amounts, trying to, because what I think it does is it forces me to focus on being correct, or focus on, because you have a very small room for error. So anyway, 6 cent loss for 500 shares. That's $30. Anyway, I had a total loss because you can't see it here. I had a total loss of $61 on the day. Three trades, $61 loss. But however, with commissions, it took it to $97. So that was an extra $38. That was like half of the loss. So that's why, it's key not to, for one, overtrade, and for two, when you have a small account like this, you got to keep the commissions in mind, man, because those are a big factor in your trading when you're trading this low. If you got whatever 20, $100,000, then yeah, you may not care about the little $10 here and there. But when you got $500, $600, you got to be mindful of your trades, and that's why you need to just pick only trades that's gonna pay off. You think, trades with range, trades that's gonna get you at least, well, prospectively, 15 to 20 cents at least. You know what I mean? So that way it covers the fees, and you have a little room for commissions after, and still have profit after that. But anyway, yeah, it was $97 total loss, $61 in my realized loss, the real loss, but then $97 with commission. So anyway, the second trade, I got back in it because what happened here is at 9:35, I got in at let me see, I got in again, 782. So what I was looking at here is that what do you see? It's bouncing. It's on the EMA. So let me back up before, as you look. If you look at the whole chart now, yeah, you'll look back and like, oh, that was real stupid. But let me just go to what I was seeing here. 9:35 here. 9:35 is where I was here. See, traded at 9:35. 01 actually. So as soon as it hit 9:30, and you can see it stopped right here. You see two candles. You see the bottoms of these two candles here. Let me see. You see there, and I'll actually highlight it here so you can really see it. These two candles right here, they stopped. You saw it. You see it from my view. This is what I saw. And keep in mind, I had in the back of my mind that the stock had news, that it was over the EMAs. The next resistance level really wasn't until up here, at the eights, in the eights, you know. But it actually did hit that originally, though. I see here it did hit that. But, in the heat of the moment, I'm just looking at what's going on. So, anyway, I'm going to try to get this video done quick because I got to try to get the trading. But, yeah, this is my view, and all the way to 9:35. So I saw this. It's a little on the view app, but it was just testing that EMA. And I'm like, okay, with good news, this thing shouldn't just sell all the way off. It should give you a little pop first. That's so. I think I did everything right. Only thing, my major issue was a super high float, man. And those high floaters, and just like high float and high and large cap stocks, they move differently. They just don't move the same. But yeah, so that was my mindset on this trade. I took two trades in this trade and two losses because it never bounced. It just fell off. It did a small bounce at the next EMA here, but that wasn't enough to 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 raise any sand about. And it just continued to fall off. So that's where I went wrong on that stock. Just being a high float stock. I mean, I think I did a lot of things right. I follow my rules, but that's one thing about this market. Even when you do everything right, sometimes you're just gonna be wrong, because the market's gonna do whatever the market wants to do. You can have all the, I know this too. You can have all the analysis you want, but and you can be right. As far as your strategy, you can be 100% right about what you have done. But sometimes the market's just gonna do what it may turn when you didn't, when your analysis says it shouldn't turn here. whatever. So that's what happened there. So let me go to the last trade. That was so I took two trades on CVE, and the final trade was on ASNA. All right, so this one is another high, super high float stock, but it was moving again, just like a low cap. I'll show you. It was moving just like a low cap stock. Although it was, let me see, the share size on this was it's a lot less than the other one, but it was 197 million shares. I typically don't like to trade anything over 80 million shares, you know. So, but as you can see, this sucker moved, man. It moved from like 266 all the way up to 366. So that's why I say you really can't go off of just the float size. But anyway, I got in that trade. What time was it? 9:40, 9:42. All right. So I got in there at 9:42. So this is what I saw. Wait, I actually did I get in there short? Yeah, I got in there short. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you here. There's really no explanation for that. um, 9:42. Yeah, that was just a bad trade. I'm looking at it now. That is no real explanation of what I. This is what happened, though. No, that's not what happened. Let me see. 347. What I saw, I think I'm trying to get in my mindset at that time. 9:43. Did it have news? Yeah, that was just a bad trade because it had good news yesterday. Um, and that just was a trade I shouldn't have took. I think I'm trying to see what I was thinking because I have to know this so I won't do it again. I think what I was looking at is this EMA here. I was looking at that the fact that it had the EMAs above it. You know, this is before this wick got above it like that. I think the wick was like down here. And then I see that it only had. I thought it only had room like to 332 because of the EMAs here. It's three EMAs right here above it, so that usually act as resistance on a daily chart. So therefore, I think I just jumped in here 322 with like a 10-cent risk. That's what it was because the EMA was at 331. I got in at 323, so I'm like, okay, I got a small risk. No, I got in at 318. Sorry, a small risk, but it showed too much strength, so I just jumped out. As you can see, another small loss, 5-cent loss. See, that's the key to it all. Small, keeping the losses small. All right. So that's it for those trades. Three trades, three losers. One of these trades I just shouldn't have took at all. This trade here, I have no excuse for. The other trade, actually, I followed all the rules, most of the rules. So I'm actually proud of myself for sticking to the rules. Um, so that's that. All right. And also today, so that's it for the recap. Now let's get into today's trades. I'm gonna go quickly here because these I'm trying to find some opportunities. Liquidity is picking up here. Also, watch out for IPO today, as I have in the messages here. Look out for TME. Uh, IPOs usually go pretty crazy on an initial day or two. Typically, honestly, typically, not to say it's always gonna happen, but they usually go down. They may go up some for a day, but then they usually will end up down. But keep an eye on it. It should be very heavily active. As you can see, it's not loading up yet. They didn't set a specific time as of yet, but it should be, I would say, by noon. Usually open it by noon, at the latest. Sometimes it opens at 11, sometimes it opens at 10, 10:30. Just keep an eye on TME. That's like China's version of Spotify or Pandora or Apple Music or Amazon or any, you get the idea, or Tidal or any one of those. That's their version, but they say that's their biggest streaming service in the whole country. So that's a big thing. That's a big time company then. So it should have a lot of eyes on it. That's gonna open today. So keep it. They say it's gonna open between about $13 to $15. So that's in a tradable range for us. That's for us low cap traders. It's a good range. So also let's get back to the stock today. Do a quick analysis on ASTC. got a good little short squeeze there, good pop from around the VWAP. It had a consolidation period. Let's back up here. Had a little small range here, and then it broke out of it. It was on the third touch, it got out. You know, one, two, and then it jumped out of there. It's uptrending now. Kind of keep an eye on this trend. Just make sure it doesn't, as long as it doesn't break that trend line, it should be fine. It has strength. It has good news. Let's see on the daily. Uh, the daily, it has room, man. It has room up to this next level at $6, 601. Really and truly. Yeah, around that 590 area. That's the next true resistance level. All right, so it has room to run, plenty of room to run. But now let's look at history. History shows it can hold its gains sometimes, and sometimes it loses. So history shows, as you see, this candle closed near its high, uh, but you see a lot of, I tell you what I call them, antennas here though. You see a lot of antennas, meaning that it goes up, spikes up pretty nicely. A lot of these little antennas here, so that's something to keep an eye on. But at the same time, it shows that it can hold the gain, so you can't automatically say it's gonna shoot down, but it has a high propensity, a high probability to do so. You know, as you can see, a lot of when you see all those wicks at the top of these candles, that means it's just not good at holding its gains. You see all you just look at this daily over here. See all of these wicks and just sharp points. So, yep, you see that. So it definitely has a propensity to backtrack. So keep an eye on that. But that doesn't mean it will, because but just keep an eye on it. So it should retract a little bit here. Just look for sell off, heavy selling pressure, and that may be the sign that is turning over. So, anyways, guys, that's it for today. That's the only trade going on right now. The only one that's in the $3 to $10 range that I look at anyway. It may be some stocks going that's over $10, maybe some stocks going under $3, but I don't even have those on my radar, so I wouldn't even know because I just clutter. You have to just silence all the noise. Get all the cluster out, just like in your life. You just have to keep the cluster out. And just keep it clean, keep it simple, and it makes life a lot easier for you. All right, so that's it for today. Today I'm just gonna focus on righting my wrongs from yesterday, um, and that's it. That's the key. Is doing your homework. Per se. After the day is over, doing a recap, seeing what you did right, seeing what you did wrong, working on the areas that you did wrong. And improve on those for the next coming days and weeks and years. So, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna be time. That's one thing about I learned about this market is you have to stay sharp every day. That's one thing I can say about this market. You have to stay sharp because the minute you slack off or whatever, in most cases in life, you can do that. You may have a job where it starts to get mundane or it starts to get repetitive. So you can kind of start to lay back and just whatever, kind of not lollygag, but you just get comfortable per se. You are not as tense as the first day. So the first couple days. So, but with this market, you have every day you have to be sharp because the day that you're not is the day that they're gonna take money from you. So, I think yesterday I was kind of lackadaisy. That's another thing. That's why I jumped in something that I normally wouldn't jump in. I jumped in two stocks that are way over 100 million shares in the float. One of them had a billion shares in the float. So what was I thinking? Um, and this HHS, I just looked up here on my trade log. I try to take that trade when it jumped. I was trying to get in that trade for the jump, man. But yeah. So anyway, I was trying to get in that trade. It didn't work out. I think it said not enough buying power or something like that. So no, it didn't say anything. I don't know why it didn't let me in that trade. No, I put the order in, but I took it out because I saw a weakness here. That's what it was. That's why it doesn't say anything like no, because I didn't put the. I just put it in the accepting thing, but I took the order away because I didn't like a lot of stuff that I saw about it. I saw it just hit up here. I could have went short, but see this is what I was looking at for the ASNA trade, but it kept going. See, but I saw you see it hit this EMA and directly as soon as it hit it, it dropped off. That's what I was looking for in this ASNA, but all stocks don't move the same. You have to know that. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Let me get into this market. All eyes on ASTC. Remember, guys, you got the IPO today, TME. Um, so right now, this could be the catalyst for other plays to take off today. You just need this one play like this, ASTC, and then you have sympathy momentum. You have about 4, 5, 6 more plays that'll take off today. So actually, this is good news. When you see this one, even if you didn't catch the train here, it's gonna be more trains coming, guys. All right, that's it for today. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow.